episode 2 of the 2x4 tents. And you can see I'm standing out here because I had nothing else to add.
I'm gonna change my
section where I transplanted, and I was thinking, all right, I'm not gonna do the outro right now. I'm gonna show them in a couple of days.
Show that right quick.
Realistically, after transplanting, the seeds are
These right
old.
here.
They weren't stored
Change these.
properly like I thought.
Maybe change it. I'm gonna put it longer to push it up more here.
And I transplanted, but
Way.
I'm still not positive exactly what's going to happen, and so that's why I'm wrapping the episode up. It's a short one, but it does show you what happens when you pop old seeds, how to transplant, and since they're another they're still under the dome.
I'm using this real quick.
And then
I'm gonna change these real
what we're
quick.
going to do is I'm going to show you the seeds,
Make them
I'm
more
going to show you
longer.
how much they've grown, and then we're going to go over, okay, did we transplant, did we not, are they all the same size, how's the house, all sorts of stuff. The humidifier here, that double check on, and that'll make sure that at least the humidifier and the environment is dialed in, and everything's ready to go. So, until next time, you know what to do. Subscribe, like, tell your friends about this stuff. I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. And until the next time, I will see you on the next Build Soil video.
These are cool. I guess. These pipes are more thicker. These pipes are more thicker. Some fall. Well, these not going to salt oil for water on your fertilizer. Just right there. I ain't gonna use these today, not at all.
Definitely different size. The other thing that may happen is out of two plants in our small growth tent, one may dominate the other in size, depending on the genetic background of the seeds you're growing. So we're going to go through all that together, and before I get over to germinating the seeds, I want to tell you exactly what we're going to do, and then I'll show you the setup we're going to use. But I have a little time to set up because we're going to start off in smaller containers. What seeds are we popping? Well, those of you that followed me for over a decade, you'll know that we ran a lot of Bodhi seeds back in the day. And part of the reason why is he's just an authentic, really nice human that has some of the best genetics around. Everybody is grown in the living soil.
If you see this real quick,
he's got access to some amazing cuts to search the globe, and so he became very important to the local soil. And he would send us seed gift packs, and we would share soil with him, and so I'm bringing it back full circle to some older seed packs that I have that I really want to pop. And I don't know what's going to happen. I'm pretty sure these were kept perfect. He sent these to me direct. Well, I believe I may have bought these. Maybe he gave them to me. I can't remember. I bought a lot of Bodhi seeds back in the day. But the oldest pack here is the Lemon G 88 G13 HP. And so it's a half plant cross to Lemon G. And this one's pretty cool because my buddy, too, who's in South Africa now, my wife uses his tiger's blood every day. We've got the formula here. He was growing seedling varieties before anybody knew what it was. Lots of history there if you follow Frank. But in any case, as far as I understand, was responsible for bringing that lemon G from Ohio to Colorado, and I grew plenty of lemon G, and it is just lemon church. It had an interesting structure, and it wasn't like my favorite herb, but I really did enjoy the church. And it's been so long. I want to experience that again. So bringing it back with the half plant, I expect some really good sized colas. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping they germinate. The next one we have is called Papoose. And this is more recent. It's still old, but it was more recent. You can tell by the newer seed pack instead of the green ones. And this is a headband Loompa. And there's a lot of seeds in there, it says, and it looks like there's 9 or 10 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 seeds in here. So we're going to pop it now. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to show you what setup we're running, and then I'm going to talk about the numbers of seeds. How we're going to do that. So on this side,
I'm going to use to connect to
if you watch the last one, we've got an HLG quantum board in here. I've cleaned everything out. I'm going to let the camera up while it's cleaning, so we'll probably show you some of that. I put the humidifier back in here. We're probably going to set up a dual humidifier to have both environments really dialed in. We'll talk about the environment. We're going to teach you every step of the way. But the classic build a soil method, the starter kit version, is to start with a 15-gallon grassroots fabric pot. Now, I've used these several times. We're going to be reusing them again, and we're going to fill it up with soil. That's the starter version. We're going to teach you the process, how to fit it inside the tent, sectioning the plants. We'll do it all.
This is
the only thing we're going to add to the starter kit which makes it slightly more advanced. We're gonna have the Blue Mat drip rig. I really like using the Blue Mat. It's gonna make
He's
my
right
life
here.
easier.
I was gonna return this back. I didn't need
The other
it.
reason is, if you
I
learn
need it. At least some
water
space.
properly, and you see how well the Blue Mat works, it will blow your mind.
Pretty
It will
wonky.
change your
Put
opinion.
this
It
in
will teach you the water better, if that's a thing.
I'm not
The
gonna
other
do
side,
that.
we're gonna do the true beginner starter kit. Now, anybody can use it, even advanced growers, swear by it. This is the Earth Box. So, I've used this several times, we'll go over the setup. The reason why this is the ultimate starter kit, in my opinion, is you don't need a reservoir, you don't need to hook up Blue Mats, you don't need to do anything special. It comes with a reservoir already built in, and then it comes with a tube. And the tube goes down to the bottom, and you actually put the water below the soil, and the soil sits above it. And if you're new to this, it's game changing. The reason why Alan taught me this back in the day when I first started using Earth Boxes, but it mimics kind of like an underground water, and or plants growing near water, and their roots will go in the water and drink clean water, unlimited amounts, and balance that with a really nutrient-rich soil. And what's so unique is that when you're learning living soil, and you've made a recipe with lots of nutrients in it, and you're learning the water, getting the water inside affects everything. If there's too much water, there's not enough air to replace it. And if every drop of water that's in there, when you start getting to the underwater side, is loaded with nutrients from your recipe soil, it's possible it'll be difficult for your plant to grow as efficiently as once it gets really optimized. And so the Earth Box allows you to have a buffer where the soil is living soil, and so it already has a lot of buffering capacity and will be easy to work with. But then it can take from the mulch layer, it can eat from the soil, but still pair that with clean 0 part per million water, meaning like no nutrient water. And it can drink clean water without being forced to take nutrient from the soil, and it can bind it to it, and you're really being a steward. And so the reason why I think it's the best beginner is it just shows you how to water. It shows you what a plant can do when it's watered properly.
So look, it's
the other thing, scientifically speaking, when you're bottom watering, you're not wasting all of the air at the top of the soil. And so you can be slightly more wet, which supercharges these size of containers. And the reason why I'm doing both is a lot of people will start with an Earth Box, and then you'll get kind of stoked on the idea of keeping your soil forever and using it again and again. And then Earth Box, it's about 10 gallons of soil, maybe 9 gallons of soil, and there's a couple gallons of water underneath. And as you mound it, it does work better, but eventually, you're going to want to dump it out for use. And you may be thinking, what would a bigger container do? And so that's why we're going to show you the no-till 15-gallon minimum starter. I see even better results in 20s and 30s. But 15 is a great starter size. It fits very easily in the 2x4 tent. I'll be able to have 2 containers, really maxing out the tent. Where on the Earth Box, it's hard, you can't really fit 2 containers. You can fit 4 in a circle in a 4x4. You can fit, but they're just so powerful. I'm probably going to put 2 plants in there. A lot of beginners make that mistake. It's not really a mistake. I prefer 1 per. So a lot of people will want to put 2, and I think that's how we're going to demonstrate. So now let's go through what the setup should look like. I promise we'll show more. This one got a Grandmaster light in there, just like last time. I cleaned it out, put the Earth Box in there. I might switch. I might put the 15s over here since this is a strip. And that one's a quantum board. The height is really the main difference. And we'll talk about the differences in grow lights as we get into the environment, because this is the Teach You to Grow series with 2x4s. We're going to go pretty detailed on all the steps that are involved here. And the goal will be to drop a video once per week and answer all of your questions. We got the seeds. We got the setup kind of discussed. So now it's time to do this. And I probably should have done this in the beginning. I'm going to use cocoa plants. I'm going to get them going, and then I'm going to try and explain exactly why I'm using them versus like
I
the
could
seeds
change this one right here. You see this right here?
Because I want you to succeed on your first
I gotta change
These are what I'm
this.
recommending. They're the most forgiving. We'll explain kind of what that means. But in the meantime, I want to get them silky to show you how quickly they expand and what they look like. So before I do that, I've got 2 products here. I'm not going to use the Rootwise today. You can cut your seeds in it. I typically prefer to use the Rootwise in many ways. I just want to get it in contact with the seed.
This wire
as
quick
fast as possible.
over
You can
here.
take the seed right now. You can. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to put aloe in my water. My seeds are a little old.
This
And I'm
one.
hoping to take advantage of every little trick I have to get them to germinate.
Move the
And then
water
I'm going to use root wise once the
bucket
seeds have
over
come.
here.
So for the aloe, this is our horticultural aloe. I'm going to put in about one
Frame
teaspoon
on
here,
front, I don't know what's going on here.
1 gallon of
It's
water.
like it's not on.
Not
So
very
I'm
much.
gonna move it.
So the cocoa corns, they have kind of a pre-drilled hole. They're made out of cocoa corn from charcoal. They work really well. The reason why I use them is because any soil, it's possible with your super expensive seeds, you can get a little damping off. You can blow the water a little bit easier. Like if I'm filling up trays of veggie seeds, I just use a seedling soil. It fits so well in the trays. You can put 2 seeds per hole. Like with old seeds, I want them to be sterile. Something where there's no issues whatsoever on that really weak seed that's starting to fly. So normally, I'm like, well, survival of the fittest, right? But you're a brand new grower, you got some special seeds. I want you to take every possibility to make sure you don't have to put in hard lessons. And damping off, it's just so real. No matter what your organic soil is, it's not sterilized, it's full of
My little part right there.
But when you're starting seeds,
Should bother me.
that might be a problem
But
for
not
you.
really.
And
But
what happens
when I run
is,
this over
if you
here,
want to
it
take
should be
care of them,
going
you might
straight.
water more than once. And that
Yeah.
second watering could lead to damping off.
So good to
And
baby,
cocoa
baby.
seeds work so well, and you can trust
Let's
it.
see you
It's
get
like a
that.
standard
Cut this right
operating
quick.
procedure, where if you copy what I do,
See,
it's going to be the same.
it does.
Where if you take soil and it's different moisture in the bag and water it slightly different and do things differently, you're going to get a slightly different result. So this is very duplicatable. I want to teach it to you. I've got a little bit of aloe in the water, and I'm going to be popping seeds. I really do need to determine
Let's see
the
if I
number.
can make this
So
fit.
before I throw these in there, I need to see how many I'm going to pop. Now, they're old packs. I want to pop them all. You probably shouldn't do that if you got fresh seeds and you're out of limited space. So here's how I think about it. Usually it's about 50-50. So we're gonna call it 50-50, and I think you'll be safe. And they may not all pop. So if you need 2 females for your tent, you really want to have
Guy right in his face.
just in case.
The brother, as soon as possible. But put this in this thing, put this right in
Hopefully
there.
all 6 will pop.
Right up in his mouth.
If you're brand new to this,
Feel me?
I keep that just to pop the whole pack.
Put it in the
Share
air,
some
asshole.
seeds with some friends or something if you have great success. But the
And
fear is
then
that
I'm gonna put it right
one
in there.
doesn't germinate, and you're only popping 2 seeds per side, or 4 seeds per side, and it wasn't a 50-50 on the females. Luck of the draw.
You put it right in
So
this
if you have the seeds,
Push
and
it
you're not
more.
so worried about discarding a few if they all
Push it
germinate,
into
I recommend
it.
popping more than you need. Otherwise,
Well,
you
you
can
need that
absolutely
much
be
for
very,
how
very
long?
stingy, so to speak, with how many you pop. But just know it can come back to bite you a little bit. So,
Yeah,
I
make this
recommend
hole a
taking these
little
in
bigger.
and I will be maybe bringing some home or whatever.
Oh,
and
right
not do
back.
that any of these go-to waste. And so I will probably just be testing them all here, depending on if they germinate. They may not. We may be just starting this entire thing over again with different seeds. But I gotta try. I gotta
Baby,
try.
baby.
So we'll go from there. It looks
Right
like there are, it says
I
11.
got in the weed.
It's crazy, they never open that and there's 9. It's already, dang it. Normally it's always over too, that's crazy.
Dang
So
that,
9
boy.
seeds out in there. This one says 11, I'm about to open it. Break the seal. This just feels so right. Oh, and inside, we got the original pack, that's kinda cool, okay?
Showing you the video of what I'm doing, so y'all ask about what's going on.
13 is
What
literally
my stuff, this was
made
going
up for
on
itself right
with
there.
this.
That's pretty cool. So
I'm
1, 2,
here.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I repair this, so I have more space to get in this.
Alright,
I have
perfect. So
a
that's 20
product
garlic
marijuana.
seeds. Lucky 21. So 1,
And see the first. Bring this
2,
down.
3, 4, 5, 6. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 17, 18, 20, 21. Probably should have used the bucket. It's going to be completely full. We'll see what happens. You can see they're already expanding pretty quickly. Making a mess now. I don't want to get that wet. Okay. Put this under here. Help. That I don't need. Packs of seeds. This is a big day. Very excited. I want to pop these forever. And, you know, the seeds don't last forever.
No.
So if you got seeds you want to pop, it's like you need to get that done. I'm going to be just using some basic domes and trays. I have the green extendable dome, and I like those so much. I have one over here with some sweet potatoes in it. I'm going to grab it and show you. I'll explain the reason why I like it. This is the veggie area, but see that? I have these domes. They're my favorite. I've got sweet potatoes in here right now because we're making some slips to plant.
I was working.
And the reason why I like it is because it's bigger than the seedling tray. And so if you're using these to hold your cocoa coins, and you put the dome on it right here, it can leak a little air around the edge. And it can dry the seedling on the edge when you're doing full trays. Where when you use that green one, you can put the full tray in it and it goes all the way around and seals. And it's perfect and has tons of room. And then when you're done, you can take the lid off. And you can fit these cups directly in the same container.
See reflection, right?
Alright. However,
I'm lying.
I'm always all over. We got the barbecue going, and so I don't have
Next,
infinity of those. And we do have these. And this is a 50 cell tray. You can see by counting across the top of the slide and then 10 down, so that's a standard 50 flat. And the cocoa coins
A little bit more, so I got some
72.
space.
Just a little small. And a lot of people do like that.
Space.
I like the 50 cell, it's so easy. And then we're using our mega super heavy duty tray, which you can like basically if two people hold it, you can hold it. Without a guy standing in it, it's so strong. They're way stronger, they'll break. And so I do use these over and over again. I'm telling you, these things kind of flimsy. They're pretty good shit. Especially just one. And that's why I really like about it. But either way, what we're trying to do is create a humid environment. And that way the seeds don't dry out. The reason why I keep
I've been in game ball all day, you know,
and you
it's
just
not
get those
the
seed
no.
cups and you put it in your
I know
field,
you're talking
and
over
you
there,
dry.
like,
You're
shit
gonna see the top of the soil.
take it over
You're
here.
gonna walk in water to the top of the soil. And you can be dancing off. You got the cocoa coins. I don't want you to have to water them after the seeds germinate. Don't touch.
Water.
I don't touch. I don't add water. Cloning, maybe after 10 days I'll add some water. But the seeds, it's so quick. You just don't need the water. So it removes the problem. But if you just throw in there and they start to dry out, you're gonna want to water it. So that's why you use a dome. The other reason, I haven't set my humidifier yet, and I don't want to do all of that until it's time. This buys me time. If you don't have a humidifier, it would be nice to humid in here. Seeds like that really gentle environment. They're like little babies in your nursery. And so we're gonna have a warm, we're gonna have a humid. The other thing I'll be doing today is testing the power of the light, making some recommendations because you don't want to blast the seeds. There's a reason. Yes, of course, we're not full. But typically what we want to do is we take it enough and we start with a lower amount of light. Once the seeds probably start to ramp them up pretty quick. They're a lot stronger than before. These are all pumped up already? What did I take a minute or two? See how thick they are now?
Then you have to put another
That's what I'm going to use. I've got a couple tips for using this. You want to soak those an hour like I did? Feel free to. You don't have to. These are just older seeds, and sometimes you just can fix. Toothpaste back in the day, if you use aloe, if you use a little bit of kelp seed, there are hormones in there, things that help the seeds germinate, they're natural rooting hormones. I'm not going to be eating these. The next step in the process is we're going to be popping seeds in here. As soon as they germinate in our perfect little humid area, we're going to then pop them to go to a light. You can use the seedling soil, but build a light is my favorite. The seedling soil I like for smaller trays. Or for starting lots of seeds when I don't have these, it works great, but this is the most beginner friendly. Then, once those fill the root and I see that there's a whole bunch of healthy plants, I will then be moving them to their next home,
Found this piece right here.
1 gallon, and that'll help me sex the seeds. The goal is
I can't find
to
the
be able to
double
keep
one. I don't
these
know what the
perfectly
other
healthy
one
and happy for up to 6
I had a
to 7
couple,
weeks.
but I
That's how
can't
long
find
it takes
it.
to sex.
I brought some
Sometimes
new
4
ones.
to 5 weeks I'll show you if you're good. Normally, when I want to show you really visible, for sure, pre-sex,
I don't
you
know
want to
if it
wait
makes sense.
6 or 7
We're
weeks.
gonna pull this in if I put it
You need to
in.
be prepared for that to take a little longer, and we may have to use a tiny bit of Build-A-Bag or some organics alive to keep the health really kicking. We're also going to need a lot less light than normal because
Still, we're gonna push this in and shit. Check it out first. I want your figure cut off. Excuse me anyway. You said that you was this time in the quarter.
The first signs of spring. You see the 15 million millions. Our price of $15 million is a ticket that truly lives up to its promise.
another one. Well, I found another one, not really, I found two. I think I'm gonna put what I was gonna say to y'all. Right here, this is what I'm gonna put in this piece. They sent it to me. Seems like it's the same thing. This piece right here. This thing right there, put inside there. Before it's clean, I'm not gonna have it to the marijuana. That's for this right here, connected to the this, the nutrients. Smooching. This right here. Have bubbles in mine, nutrients, it's okay, all that stuff, the white stuff is just the bubbles. And I'm gonna, next in a few minutes, I'm gonna clean that out a little bit with that table, with napkins. Not table, but they were saying to me that I should repeat myself to say what I'm not gonna supposed to be saying. But it has to run, just trying to have me words to come out my mouth. But this right here, I'm gonna